Marie here with another lawn clippings video by Lawn Fawn, and today we're going to do some really fun partial die cutting to create some really cute tags. Here I have our Summertime Charm die, and I'm just going to place it on my paper and use it to let me know where I should score my paper. So I just kind of had this extra scrap left over, and I'm going to use the die as a placeholder and kind of see exactly where I want my fold to be. I like there to be a little bit of a fold, that way it's not weak at the top of the little tag that we're going to make. So I'm going to go ahead and score there and then fold it so that we can start our partial die cutting. Once you have your paper folded, what you're going to want to do is take that die cut and let it hang off the top. So you'll see where the fold is, there's that open space there where the die cut's not going to cut because there's nothing to cut there. And that's what's going to give us our nice fold. I like to use some low tack tape to hold my die down, especially because I want to make sure it stays right there perfectly straight on that folded paper. Once it's stuck down there, you can put it through your die cutting machine exactly like this in your normal formula that you use, your normal sandwich that you use for your die cut machine, and then just put it right through, and you're going to see it's going to cut this perfectly folded tag. And this idea can be done with any shape, which is so much fun. So now you'll see here, once you pop it out, because you have the folded piece there, now you've got a folded die cut in the shape of the jar. So the next step here is to stamp out the jar and this fun label also so that we can decorate the front of the tag. I'm using our stamp set Sophie's Sentiments for my sentiment here because it fits perfectly on the label for the jar. And what I did was I just cut apart the happy and birthday so I can stack them easily. I'm going to stamp the happy right above, and then I'm going to use a marker to connect the lines just like the birthday there connects to the edges. I thought that would look kind of cute. So I'm just going ahead and using a marker or a pen would work, anything that matches your ink. And it's kind of fun to do that, just add a little pizzazz. I'm going to do some fun generation stamping, which means I'm stamping it over and over again without inking it up. And I always like to test it on my paper first just to see exactly what my different inks are going to look like. So you'll see this orangey ink. The second time it's kind of hard to see. So now I know it really only needs to be stamped once. And with my yellow, you'll see that the first two look great and then the last one's really light. So you can kind of test all your inks and see, but it's a way to get kind of triple the value out of your inks. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp out the jar. And I'm just using some Post-its for a mask here. It's cheap and easy and really fast, and they're always on my desk. So I thought it would be just easy there to mask off the edges of the jar. That way I can stamp on the sides and it's going to look like all of these stars are contained in the jar. So I'm using my generation stamping here, and it's kind of giving a fun ombre effect. I love doing this with solid stamps. It's so much fun. And I'm also going to be stamping from the pink to the orange to the yellow to also give even more of an ombre effect. And it kind of looks a little 80s too, which was what I was going for, because I'm making this for someone who I know would just love an 80s themed jar. I just moved my little Post-it masks up to the top, and I'm just continuing my cute little jar pattern. I'm going to save all these Post-its with my stamp set, that way I can do this masking again too. Add a little gray here to the top of the lid. I'm using a light gray over the whole lid, and then a medium gray you can see here just along the sides to kind of give it a little bit of, where it looks like a little bit of a shadow is on there, kind of give it a little bit of dimension. And now that my jar is all decorated, I can use my die again to cut it out perfectly. That way it will line up perfectly with my tag. So now I'm going to start coloring the label to coordinate with my jar. So I'm going to use some fun shades of pink, orange, and yellow to go along with my ombre slash kind of 80s look to the jar. And I'm just going to layer them over. I'm not worried about going over the lines because I'm just going to cut straight on the lines. I love when I don't have to worry about coloring in the lines. And I'm just layering these colors over, and you'll see I'm going to blend them in. So once I have all of my colors down, I'm just going to go ahead and take the lightest one that blends into the next one and just do a couple swirl motions, and that'll just make it look like a little more continuous in there. So right there, that was my R20. I just blended it in, and then now I'm going to take that that cream color that's on top of the orange and blend that color out with some swirl motions too. And now I'm just going to go ahead and glue that cutout jar to the tag to kind of finish off the whole thing. You can see how cute it is looking already. And now it's time to take that label that I colored, just add some foam adhesive and place it on the jar. I just love how it's looking already. And the next step is to add the hole for the tag. I'm using a 1/8 hole punch here and just put it right there at the top. And then some pink lemonade lawn trimmings in those same colors for the tag. I always like to put my twine in the tag, even if it's not ready to go on the bag yet. That way I can just put them in my drawer and I always have tags ready to tie on whatever gift bag or present I might be giving. And that's it. It's super cute. I just love it. And the next thing I want to show you guys is just how you can make this same tag idea with a different shaped die. And this is a much smaller die, so it's going to work with any dies that you have in your collection. I've scored and folded the paper, and now I'm putting the die up at the top with some extra space where the die is not going to cut, so we can create our cute tag. And you can see there I've run it through the die cutting machine, and now I've got my tag forming. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp out the fox. This is the fox from Critters in the Forest. Add a little color on him, and then we'll be able to die cut him again with the same die. That way it's going to line up perfectly up over our tag that's up there. Some liquid glue just to help kind of position it and line everything all up. And you can see the adorable tag that's forming. I have a baby shower to go to, so I thought this might be a cute little tag for the baby shower. Punched a hole in the top. I'm adding some of our retro lawn trimmings to the tag. And now it's going to be ready to add to my present, which I'm so excited about. And like I said, I just like tying the knot there in the top, and that way I always have it ready to go. Have some extra string on there just in case, depending on the size of the bag or the present. So here you can see both tags made with dies. I love that you can get such different looks depending on the shape of the die, and it's going to really add some pizzazz and some sweetness and to a present that people are just going to love. So we cannot wait to see what cute tags that you guys are going to make, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!